So that is a very grateful story for me that my son is alive. Now, it was about 2 months ago, there was a person in my life who I grew up with since the 2nd grade. Her name is Julie. And when I first became involved in the law of attraction, I ridded my life of as much negativity as I could. Because if you commingle with negative people, if you engage in negative conversation, if you're a grumbler, you're going to deplete your positive energy. And the only way to manifest the things that you want in your life is to keep that energy up high. So one of the first things I did is I cleaned house and I got rid of the people and the things in my life that I really struggled with. Well, one of the people that I lovingly got out of my life was this woman named Julie. And I have not talked to her in 5 years, and we had been best friends for many years. But Julie had a terrible problem with negative. She was one of those people, every time you called her, there was a tragic story or something she had to complain about, and probably many of you have someone like that in your life. So, I found her phone number 2 months ago on a Sunday afternoon as I'm sitting in my home office in the pile of not that important but get to it someday stuff. And I don't know how her phone number got there. She must have called and left a message, and one of my children retrieved the message and wrote her phone number down. I picked it up and looked at it, and I set it right back down. What about my work? 5 minutes passed. Damn it. I picked it up again and looked at it because I couldn't get her off my mind. So I called her. She answers the phone. Hi, Julie. It's Catherine. Who? Catherine, your friend since 2nd grade. Oh, she was so drunk. She was so inebriated. She couldn't even make a coherent sentence. But she said to me, it's funny you would call me now. You'll be the last person I ever talked to. What are you talking about, Julie? I'm going to die right now, Catherine. I was just getting ready to take this whole bottle of pills with this 5th of whiskey that I just consumed. She was about to commit suicide. Many tragic things had happened in Julie's life. I guess I was supposed to call her. I gave her a shred of hope. I said, Julie, you don't want to do that because I have something to tell you. And somehow in her inebriation, she heard me say the words, you can change every single thing in your life by just changing the way you think. That's how easy it is to change our life for the better, just changing the way you think. She didn't believe it, but I talked to her for an hour. She started to sober down a little bit, and I said to her, I'm going to call you tomorrow. Now, she lives in Kentucky. Had she not been in Kentucky, I would have gotten in my car and driven there. I talked to her the next day. Long story short, she went out and got the secret. She is a totally changed woman. She writes me emails almost every day thanking me for changing her life. Now here's the funny thing. So 2-3 weeks into this, she says to me at one point, I have this landlord that I know hates me. I want to buy this house. And I say, Julie, don't say that. Don't you see what you're doing? You don't even want to talk about those negative things. Okay, but he does. He hates me, I'm telling you. Okay, Julie. So I teach her, I'm training her. So then she calls me the next day, and I love this message. Excuse me, I'm about to swear. She says, and she's actually a truck driver. She says, when the universe shits on me, it shits on me real good. This is the voicemail message. Okay, well, whatever. So I call her, and I give her a pep talk, and etc. She calls me a few days later. Catherine, you are not going to believe this. My landlord sold the house to the new landlords, the ones I complained about and said the universe shitted on me because he sold the house to another landlord. They don't even want me to move out. They won't even come in and look at the house because they said it's my home. They're not going to raise my rent. They said I don't have to worry about my back rent, and they totally love me. Now you see, how her life turned around. Point is how important it is to trust your instincts. Because if we're trying to manifest something in our life, to change the direction in our life, how do we know that? Unless someone comes and writes on the side of the wall, you have to go by what's in your gut. That's a very important part of manifesting. And so, throughout the course of the last 7 years of my life, I have manifested many things. But the most important thing for me is not, my family structure is the most important thing, but the second most important is my business. So, to talk about how you apply the law of attraction to your business, you want to make sure that you are representing your company in the most positive way possible. Not only you personally as an individual, but if you have any employees, if you have any associates that work with you. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and had a server who feels entitled to her tip? Do you know what kind of service you get? It sucks. Because she's not grateful. The opposite of gratitude, of course, would be entitlement. So you want to make sure that anyone that's working for you, working with you, conveys this positive energy that you have. And recently I met a woman at a company that I'm going to be doing some work with, and she made the comment that she's a very positive person, and I'm paraphrasing, but sometimes you feel like a weirdo when you're around your fellow business people because you're a positive person. And you know what? That's the truth. And that's so sad. Because if you were sitting in a boardroom or in some sort of a break room and someone walked in and said, oh man, I'm having such a horrible day, I can't stand my job, my boss is just a pain in the butt, you wouldn't think twice about it because it's normal. But if someone walked into the room, like a Mario Brodo, hello, I'm so happy, life is so good, you'd think she'd lost her mind. Isn't that sad? That is really sad. Because nothing is more important than that we feel good. Because when we feel good, we will attract those things into our life that help us manifest our desires. Desires of wealth, so that we live the kind of life we want. So we can help the people and the organizations that we want to help. Whatever it is in your life that you want to manifest, trust your instinct. Make sure you are dedicating a portion of your day, every day, to seeing it. Ask, know it's coming, see and feel how good it's going to feel when it arrives. That's the most important thing. And guard your feelings. Don't grumble because someone's taking too long to cross the parking lot. Don't complain. We live in a complaint-free zone in our house. Don't be, honey. No one is more than and he's learned it. That doesn't mean we can't talk about problems. Let's be realistic. Things come up. We'll sit down and talk. But there's no complaining. Because complaining not only zaps my energy, it zaps your energy. And the reason why this group is as successful as it is because of how good it feels to be here, how good it feels to be amongst other positive people. So our goal as a group is to come together under the guidelines of what you think about, you bring about, and share work with one another to help each other's business grow. Because there is no competition in this room. And how good it feels to know that there's a room full of people caring that your business grows. If they talk to you, they're going to think about who they can send to be your client. I mean, that's just a really great place to be. So incorporate the law of attraction into your personal life, but especially incorporate it into your business life. Prepare for what you're asking for. Guard your thoughts. Stay positive. Trust your instincts. That's the most important thing. I could keep going on, but I got to stop. I did good, didn't I? I stopped at that time. Thank you.